Universidad del Istmo, and I'm a current doctoral student, the same as my colleague Ismael Martinez and my colleague Juliana Vasquez. We are still current doctorate students at the linguistic program that is in University of Panama. Okay, well, these are some things about me, and then let's start then with my presentation. I will try to adjust the time. Let me tell you, let me be honest, I have to eliminate some. I eliminate like 5 or 6 slides because of this coming meeting that I have after this. And well, I try to get the most important or the outstanding facts regarding to this presentation. Okay, please be welcome. In yes, analyzing the cognitive and linguistic factors and the complexity of the ESL writing. Okay, specifically, I'm going to make reference to one area in each one of them. Okay, we are at University of Panama. This is the Extensión Universitaria de Agua Dulce. Thank you. Let's start. Okay, we have the I have divided this session of this the session of this conference. I divided into 2 parts. Okay, the first one I'm gonna try to make it a little bit interactive, and the second one I will go specifically to the information. Okay. So let's start then with the first part, analyzing the cognitive and linguistic factors and the complexity of ESL. Specifically, I'm going to make reference to the cognitive, okay, to the cognitive factors, okay? Thank you. Let's move. Okay. Time, okay? We have some time to think, discuss, and talk. Okay, for about a couple of minutes, I would like you to think a little bit about this field, cognitive factors. What ideas come to your mind when you think about cognitive factors in general? Don't think specifically in writing or speaking, or just think about cognitive factors. What is it about? What ideas come to your mind when you read this concept, cognitive factors? What is these? What is it related to? Okay, let's move to the other one. My friend Ismael is gonna help me with your ideas. Okay, we are going to make notes in this section of your ideas. Keywords, you can give keywords or you can give some examples. I don't know, cognitive factors. Let's brainstorm some ideas about this. Yes? No? Here? Oh yes, 4th level. Okay, good. Previous knowledge. Okay. Prior knowledge. Okay. Previous or prior. Okay. It's related. Second one. What else? We had one student from 4th level. What about 1st, 2nd, and 3rd level? English students. We're having like a kind of contest here. Okay. What do you think, people? Let's think about the concept. Cognitive factors. Skills. Okay. Let's see. And then we compare. Okay. Skills. Thank you. What else? Another student from 4th level. Let's see 1st, 2nd, and 3rd levels. In general, we are brainstorming ideas in general. Yes? Your name? Diana. Okay, Diana. Techniques. Okay. Let's write techniques and then we compare. Okay? What else? Ability. Ability. Thank you. Thank you. Ability. Okay, abilities, singular, plural. Okay, and one more space. What about first year, second year, third year? What do you think? One more, and we finished, and we moved. Yes? Third level. Characteristics. The last one. Okay, let's continue with the presentation. Okay, and let's compare. Okay, let's compare. Okay, the idea of having a brainstorm is just to know what we have previously. Okay, referring to the topic. Okay, no matter if it is right or wrong, we make the comparison. Remember that when we make mistakes or when we are not right, this is the first step of learning. Okay, the first step of learning is that we make mistakes. Okay, from mistakes we learn. Because any of us, when we were born, any of us knew anything. Anything. We didn't know how to speak. We didn't know that. We didn't know how to walk. Yes? We didn't know how to write, which is the part of the topic today's afternoon. And we learned it, you know, during our the years of our lives. Okay, this is part of your contribution and in the first session of brainstorming. Let's see. Okay, I have information, okay, that I got. It is Drybooms E 2016. Each time that I have to share information about a specific topic, I like to research and then to get some sources, okay, of information and to analyze the content development based on this, okay? He says that skill writing heavily relies on executive functions, okay? EF, broadly, EF is an umbrella term, okay, for a set of cognitive functions that control and regulate purposeful and goal-directed behavior. So let's analyze then some important keywords in this definition that we have here. Okay, next. Thank you. Cognitive factors. Okay. Cognitive factors. Okay, let's see the first one. Control. Okay? Control. What happens with our brain? We have the first one, that is, we control what we receive. If you listen, if you see, if you read, whatever that goes to our brain, we control it. Say, when we control, what does it mean? What is it for? Control. Say, this is good for this. This is not good for that. Okay? We control is a kind of what? It's a kind of regulation too. Okay? Number 2. Regulation. Yes? We accept and regulate. Okay? And number 3, the purpose. We control and decide what meaningful the information is. Then after that, we regulate, we classify it. Okay? We classify it depending on the use, depending on the section, or depending on what I need this information for, okay? And the purpose is when I say, okay, this is meaningful, it is useful for me, I'm going to use it in this specific linguistic context, for example, okay? It's like to go step by step, okay, when we have stairs. Okay, cognitive demands on comprehension, first in comprehension and then in production. If we don't understand if we don't understand, we won't be able to do anything. Why? Because everything happens here. Everything happens here in our brain, okay? At present, you know that science is very advanced. We have many different types of inventions, okay? And we have lots of studies, okay, neurological studies, but even with all this technology, scientists haven't been able to discover the top of how powerful our brain can go, okay? We cannot imagine. We speak, we study, we analyze, we compare, we do different kind of cognitive functions, but we can do much more. Today's scientists specifically, they don't know how our brain, the capacity, the maximum capacity, they have an estimation, but they don't say that specifically until this point, human beings will be able to produce. They won't be able to say this with experiments because they haven't proved it yet, because this brain that we have is something marvelous. Something marvelous. They haven't discovered, they haven't been precise to say specifically how it really works. Meaning 100%. They have just present some valuable information that help, that give, that guide people in understanding what happens when we think, what happens when we read, what happens when we write. But this is not. There is much more. Okay? Let's continue. Okay. Let's have this example. Let's analyze the cognitive factors in the writing process specifically. Let's suppose that you read this instruction, okay? Write one sentence using the present progressive tense. And then you decide to write the sentence. Today, the English students are attending the conference. Before you write the sentence, what things or what functions did you develop first before writing this sentence? You just write it and that's it. No, yes, no. What happened? You need to control first. Control, no, it's not whatever sentence. This is present progressive. So I place my brain. Simple present. What happens? What else? I regulate. I'm going to include an adverb of time. I need a subject. I need a verb. I need this, and that. Okay? And finally, the purpose. Because this is writing. When we write with a purpose. It's not just a writing. We write with a purpose. It's when we read with a purpose. We read to speak. We read to write. We combine one receptive with one productive skill. Okay? The purpose. What is the purpose? To communicate something in present progressive and the sentence correctly. That's the purpose. All these three steps were in our brain before writing the example of the sentence. And it was so fast. Why? Because we had the information, we have the knowledge, but it was happening here. And that is why scientists are trying to discover how it works when we are thinking, what is happening there, what is moving, what is connecting. They are trying to know this with some experiments, okay? Thank you. Well, these are the things that we activate, as I told you, okay? We control first, okay, the specific, yeah. We control, to go faster, the intentional section of linguistic information, specifically. We place on the type of verb tense that I needed to write the sentence. Regulation, the ability to attend to things in a selective and focused way. What do I need? I need this, this, and that. I decide the elements that I'm going to include, that it was supposed that I will be including in the sentence to produce it, to write it. Okay? And finally, the ability to solve problems and make decisions. That was the last phase. When I wrote this sentence, I met these requirements to solve the problem. What was the problem? The instructions. Yes? I was given with the instructions about what to do. Okay? And I make the decision. I make the decision about the elements of the writing. The elements that I was going to include in the sentence. Okay? Next one. Well, now let's go to the second session. Okay? The second session, then I will provide specific sources of information, okay, to go specifically to the point about the complexity, okay, the complexity of writing in the linguistic factors, specifically to some areas. Okay, let's move. Okay, the writing process. For Rines, 1983, he thinks that when students complain about how difficult it is to write in a second language, they are talking not only about the difficulty, okay, of finding the right words and using the correct grammar, but also the difficulty of finding and expressing ideas in a new language. That is in page 13, and then where I got the site, okay, to share with you. We have 4 major linguistic skills in English: listening, speaking, reading, and writing. They are divided in receptive skills and productive skills. The receptive skills, you know that they are listening skill and reading skill, and the productive ones are speaking skill and writing skill. But what happens? The most complex skill of language is writing. The most complex one, the most difficult one to develop is writing. Why? Because it's not only to start writing and to write ideas and some points and that's it. No. When we write, we need to meet some requirements in this very well elaborated piece of composition. Or when we answer the questions, we need to be formal when we answer the questions. Okay? Well, and then you express that there is certain level of difficulty. Why difficulty? Because it mixes cognitive functions, but also the linguistic ones. Let's see what we have about the linguistic ones. Okay, just the first one first. Yeah. Syntax. Specifically, I'm going to make reference to syntax. Okay? To syntax is defined as the study of arrangements of words into phrases, clauses, and sentences, or syntactical constructions. The smallest units of syntax are words. When 2 or more words are arranged in a certain way, the result refers to syntactical construction. Example, the given sentence. Today, the students are attending to the conference. I think it was this example. The second one, students struggle to write grammatical sentence. Specifically, I went to grammatical sentence, because they seem to need more knowledge. The syntactic point has to do with the arrangements of sentences. It means that the sentence formation obeys the rules of the language for this purpose. That's one of the points here, the grammar. Let's see some sources that I brought to share with you about some studies, okay, some review of literature that I made regarding to this, about some educators who have worked about this field. Syntactic point. This is one of the I would say the sections why it is difficult, because it's not only to know or to have the ideas. Okay, I have the ideas. I'm going to talk about this, and that, and then you have your grammar mistakes and grammar errors. Okay, grammar errors in a sentence that include awkward construction and agreement errors. Okay, this is what I got this side. Specifically, grammatical errors cover agreement, tenses, word order, articles, pronouns, prepositions, and other parts of a speech. Okay, this is where I cited in Solicant, and then 2017, page 36. It was based in a quantitative study. Okay, and this is part of the knowledge that he shares regarding to this. Grammar is part of the headache, okay, in writing, in compositions. Second one, please. Well, here then I provide some, I went to the methodological framework, and I went to the findings of one of the researchers. Okay, this is another, when you go to second year, when you go to third level, you have to write different styles. You have to present different styles of writing, like, for example, descriptive style, narrative style, argumentative style, and we ask for you to write essays, okay? It was in, he used essays, okay? He asked the students to write essay, okay? They were given with the topic and, of course, a series of instructions to write about this essay, okay? Even they had the instructions clear, how to, what things they have to be careful in the development of this essay, he found that subject-verb agreement, 25% mistakes, okay? Verb had been clear that they were making something wrong, they corrected, but they didn't do it. So this is why they were classified as errors, okay? Okay, some references where I got this information, okay, that I summarized to present here. Okay, I just have, before ending this presentation, I just have one general question for all of you. According to what I have been delivering here about the cognitive functions, about the linguistic factors, specifically about the grammatical errors, if you remember, I said that the writing skill is the most complex, okay, skill of the language. My question is, just one question before finishing. Do you think that disabled people are able to develop the writing skill? Why yes, why not? What do you think? According to what I have been presenting and sharing with you, do you think that disabled people are able to develop the writing skills? The writing skill is just one. Why yes? Why not? Is it possible for them to develop? I'm not telling you to start learning it. I'm telling you to develop. the writing skill. When I mean, what I mean when I say to develop writing skill is that you ask the person to write, for example, okay, here you have a picture, I want you to write a description, okay, of 100 words, for example, of this illustration. And the person starts writing. Do you think it is possible for disabled students? Is it possible for them? Why yes? Yes? Why? Why yes, why not? Yeah.
Well, first, I think that there are many kinds of disabilities. So maybe depending on the type of disability someone has, maybe they can learn that. Maybe they can struggle a bit and take a bit longer to comprehend and get to learn the roles when it comes to writing skill. So eventually, I think if someone has a disability that doesn't stop them from learning,
Mm-hmm.
they can still learn that.
Yeah. Well, when I refer to the term disabled students, I mean those ones who have problems, you know, with analysis, with processing information. Maybe my question was not clear. I'm making to this specific part. Do you think it is possible that they develop the writing skills? Yeah, professor, thank you so much. Okay. What about the cognitive functions? What about the cognitive functions? Hmm? Remember that we need to control, regulate, and then we have purpose. Okay? If they have problems in processing information, okay, and as she said, they have to start step by step, carefully, face by face. At the end, when they are adults, will they get the goal of writing perfectly? I mean, without errors. That's the point that I was delivering here, without errors. Because someone is mistakes and someone is error. Some mistake is when for example, she has. You recognize it, okay? And then you make the correction. But errors is when you say it and you repeat it and you don't correct it. Then we talk about fossilization stage. That is very common in, well, that is part of language acquisition. Okay? Well, according to the experts, they reach certain level of progress in writing skill. They reach. But the complete, according to experts, according to linguists, according to the experiences that they have had, I haven't made any kind of research or I haven't presented any type of proposal in this section. I like writing, but I haven't tried to go deep in this section with disabled students. But according to what I have read and according to what I have found, some linguists say, okay, that it is not possible for them to reach the highest. I'm talking about the top 100%. They develop certain level, until certain level. They have like an average because of maybe of the experiments or maybe because of the experiences that they have. They reach certain level, but they aren't able to get the top. Why? Because of this complexity. It's not only to have ideas. It's not only to have like the road how to write about. It's something more. It's the arrangements of the words into the sentences. It's to have simple sentences, compound sentences, complex sentences, transition words, topic sentence, concluding sentence, and to articulate all these all these details into this composition, and also the supporting details. That's another point, the supporting details. Okay, thank you very much. Thanks for being here. The attendance list is going around, and see you tomorrow for the last session of conference. Today we have the one university professor here and the international speaker, okay? Try to be on time because the international speaker has a very restricted time. I will talk to Angel to have everything ready like 15 minutes or 10 minutes before she gets the connection, because we don't have, I mean, she doesn't have more time after the period that she will be with us. Thank you very much. See you tomorrow. God bless you, and thanks.